Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave. Today we're going to be looking at the strengths and weaknesses of Jadon Sancho and his move to Manchester United. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to this channel because we've got so much content planned for the coming weeks. But anyway, it's time to dive into the video. And how Jadon Sancho would fit into Manchester United. I think that's a big question. Obviously, with the news today, that Man United have reached an agreement with Sancho's camp on personal terms. Sancho not creating any problems. Now negotiation. It is that time. 95 million euros is around 81 million pounds. But in terms of where Jadon Sancho would fit into Manchester United, let's have a little chat about that. Tactically, what United need to do to get the best out of Jadon Sancho and their team moving forward. So, of course, Man United under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have mainly set up in a 4-2-3-1. The Muck-Fred midfield double pivot has kind of been the go-to for these bigger games. And, you know, we're looking at the end of the season. Rashford wide left, Greenwood wide right, Cavani through the middle, Bruno Fernandes off him with a back four. I think one of the problems for United this year, tactically, is there's a lot of attacking that comes down the left-hand side with the likes of Marcus Rashford, with Luke Shaw. Bruno likes to go over there. Greenwood likes to drift inside. So it creates a bit of a hole for Manchester United on that right wing because, you know, Wan-Bissaka's a fantastic defender. Offensively, you know, could improve his game. And I think the big thing for United is, you know, dealing with this zone. How do we get bodies in that zone? How do you get creativity in that zone? Because arguably, United, if they continued attacking down this left-hand side, it would create that switch, 1v1 position for a winger. And I think that's where, you know, we look at someone like Jadon Sancho, where would he fit in at Manchester United? You know, coming straight into the team, Mason Greenwood as the 9. And then with Sancho, you've got more natural width in a sense that he can be very happy to sit and receive wide. What this would allow United as well, potentially, you know, roam Bruno over a little bit, have Shaw in that, attacking that inside channel, double pivot of Muck-Fred and McTominay. Very much looking to win the ball back from a defensive sense. Wan-Bissaka playing more of a support role than an aggressive role. And I think that would allow United a much better attacking structure in the final third, having you know, the ability to play through and then switch out to Sancho, and knowing that Sancho may have a 1v1 to get the ball into the box for a Mason or a Marcus at the back stick. And it's kind of having that playmaker in the final third. And I think that's really important. The United's team at the moment is a little bit unbalanced on the right wing. You know, there's a lot of good quality down the left. You know, Luke Shaw's improvement this season has been phenomenal. Most chances created of any defender in the league. But I do think getting it someone that can do the business on that right-hand side. The other side of it as well, with that front three, you know, we always talk about front threes in quite a, you know, sort of stationary perspective. But I think with that front three, with Man United, you know, having Bruno as the number 10, like, Bruno's been so good. Directly involved in 30 goals this season. That is insane for a number 10, 12 assists and 18 goals. The big thing, though, with the fluidity is that Jadon Sancho is that good a player that he could play number 10. He could play as a false 9. He could play wide left. Has the ability to do that. You know, arguably for Dortmund this season, he's played a little bit more wide left and wide right. But I don't think that's a problem. Because I think ultimately what you want for Man United in terms of that line is you want Mason comfortable on that right-hand side. You want Rashford comfortable on the right-hand side. And you want Bruno comfortable on that right-hand side. And you want that fluidity in game for these players to switch positions. It just makes it so much harder, you know, to deal with and to control, you know, Man United when they've got fluidity in their numbers. You know, having Mason in that wide position, you know, Bruno at 10, Rashford through the middle, it gives the opposition a number of different problems to deal with. You know, Rashford's going to be more running the channels in a sense. Mason's probably going to be playing more of a little bit of a, you know, off the ball, receiving to feet, and then getting shots away from the edge of the box, as we know to do. And even throwing Jadon through the middle, that's probably going to be more receiving in these little pockets, turning, and then playing through. You know, he'd be the playmaker out of the side, out of the three forwards with Bruno Fernandes, and having two playmakers in a forward line of 4 is kind of important. You know, and as much as we've spoken about him tactically and where he can fit in, wide left, wide right, you know, will be starting from that right-hand side, Rashford on that left-hand side, Mason Greenwood through the middle. I think that's the best lineup and setup for Manchester United. And I do think when you're playing these 4 players that you've got to play ball-winning midfielders, in a sense. I really feel that's important. If Jadon Sancho is going to be signed for Manchester United, looking at his quality going forward, you want him to do the attacking. You want him to make the offensive plays and so forth. You know, we could see that through his numbers in the Bundesliga this season. have been absolutely sensational. Chances per game, 2.7 created, and then 2 shots per game, 8 goals and 11 assists. It's this type of player that you want Jadon Sancho in the final third, completing the passes. A big thing that Sancho's improved through his time at Dortmund, his ability on the ball to move it around against, obviously, RB Leipzig, 61 touches of the ball, 34 passes completed, 2 chances created, but also racking himself up 3 shots. Jadon Sancho, from a tactical perspective, he will play make in the final third. When you play him the ball, he will come into this inside channel and he will look to, combine with the centre forward, combine with the attacking mid, but also combine with the wing back, with the full back behind him. And I feel like we might get a little bit better quality from Aaron Wan-Bissaka if it's not entirely his flank to attack in, that he does get forward, he does commit forward, because players are going to be drawn to Sancho, and then that will leave that space for the through ball. We look at Sancho's relationship with fullbacks; it's absolute quality. Morel, before his injury this last season at Dortmund, was really good. Before that, it was Hakimi at Borussia Dortmund, and you also look at Dortmund in the sense of his link up with Haaland this season. One of the big games for Sancho was that Champions League last 16 game. Goal and assist against Sevilla in the Champions League. And it's looking at those moments and thinking, okay, right, what can he do at this top level of European football? And the assist in this game was absolutely superb. A lovely bit of combination play between himself and Haaland. Little 1-2, little give and go over the top. So when we're looking from a tactical level, it is kind of having Sancho potentially committed really high, and then popping that 1-2. From that move, Haaland drove from a real wide area inside. Similar thing we could see with, if, for example, Greenwood to pull wide, to drive in, combine with Sancho, and then look for the return. Like, that's definitely something that could happen there and build out a really good understanding between them two. And we all know that Sancho and Rashford are great buddies. So, what those guys are going to do together is going to be very, very saucy, as it's known, in there. But other good performances. Previously mentioned the man of the match performance in the German Cup final, 2 goals and an assist. What more would you want in an attacking wide player? He scored the first goal on the left wing, grabbed the assist on the left wing as well, and then scored the final goal on the right wing with some support play. I think that's a big thing with United in terms of the counter-attack. When you've got Cavani in there, it's just simply not as quick as Mason, as Bruno, as Marcus. But if you've got someone like Jadon Sancho in that position and looking to fly on the break and fly on the counter-attack, he's a good support player in a sense. So, one of the goals that he scored against Leipzig was very much a break, where the ball was played in behind for Marco Reus, I think it was. Then Sancho made that late run into the box and finished off the move. And I feel that's like, again, counter-attacking is part of Man United's philosophy, history, being quick on the break and having that exploitation to use that ability to drive. I think it's really, really important. And if teams do gear and do force United down their left side when United are in possession, like we've seen many times this season, having Jadon Sancho to be that guy that can support Wan-Bissaka in the final third will be massively, massively important in terms of improving United's attacking structure. And I do think that's kind of like the go-to long-term. It's kind of those young lads. Rashford, Greenwood and Sancho are all of a very similar age. And I feel like that is absolutely perfect for Man United. To improve it further as well, to have players of a similar age, similar ethic, bringing Declan Rice in from West Ham would probably complete the side. And I think the big thing with this team, because you've got such expansive forwards and attacking forwards, the front four is very, very attacking. Having two dedicated destroyers or 2 dedicated defensive midfielders would work in this system. I feel like if you had another player in there that would be a little bit more attacking, you'd be opened up on the break, and it'd allow Wan-Bissaka, it'd allow Luke Shaw to join that attacking unit. United focus a lot down the flanks, a very wide side, very heavily focused on wing play. So having that sort of defensive midfield double pivot will be very, very important. And Sancho for 75 million to 80 million pound for the reported 95 million euro price tag. Absolutely worthwhile, signing him up and getting him in. Thanks for watching, guys. Of course, if you want to see more of that content, come and join us over on Twitch every day at 11 o'clock, Monday to Friday. Come over, have some fun. But anyway, guys, we'll see you next time.